Happy Tuesday! Today is Taurus Day for Brushfork Elementary. So guys, I've got my hat, I've got my sunglasses, I've got my, can't forget, your sunscreen, floppy hat just in case I need it, and I've got a book bag to carry all the goodies that I need if I'm walking around somewhere, and I've got comfortable tennis shoes on. So I am ready to go out anywhere and explore. Okay, I'm ready for our virtual one actually, because you know we have to stay at home and everything. But if I were a tourist going to a new place, I would be good to go. Can't wait to see your all's pictures of how you look as a tourist if you were going to explore somewhere. These are actually Kai's sunglasses. Shh, don't tell him. It's okay, I borrowed them. Sorry. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start today. Again, get all of your stuff out and ready to go. It's the same thing that we've been doing, and we're going to need our Go Math book. We're going to check that page that you did on your own yesterday. If you didn't have a chance to, send me a picture of it. And then we're going to do a little bit more with bar graphs today. And I'm going to go over a different kind of graph that you're going to see too, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and open our Go Math book. Yesterday you did page 673, 673. So go ahead and open that up and get you a handy dandy pencil or something to check with so we can get crack-a-lacking, okay? Let me put my stuff out of the way so I can have some room. That way you guys can get situated. All right, kiddos, here we go. On page 673, you had another bar graph. So that makes 3 graphs that we've learned about, right? We've learned about picto or picture graphs. We've learned about tally charts. And we've learned about bar graphs. So those are 3 different things that we've learned about with our charts and graphs. Okay, so let's take a look at what you did. Up here, I told you that we really have to pay attention to the title of the chart, what's on the side and what's on the bottom, so we can get a really good idea of what they're trying to tell us, okay? So this one looks like favorite places to go. We have the aquarium, zoo, beach, museum, so they told us what the place was. And down at the bottom, it says number of children. So it looks like these kiddos had to tell them what their favorite place to go was, okay? So let's look at number 4. How many children chose the beach? So I'm going to go to the beach. Wish I would go to the beach. And I would go over, and it looks like it stops at the number 6. So I'm going to put the number 6 on number 4. Give yourself a big old check mark if you got that right. Okay, guys, number 5. Which place did the fewest children choose? So there's that word fewest, itty bitty, right? So I'm looking for the smallest bar on the graph. And it looks like the museum is the smallest. So I'm going to write the word museum because it asked which place, not the number, right? Okay. Museum. Okay, now number 6. How many more? Ooh, there's that phrase. So think in your brain. Are you adding or subtracting? Subtracting. Good. How many more children chose the zoo than the aquarium? So we have the zoo. It goes all the way to 8. And we have the aquarium, which goes to 4. So I know 8 minus 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4. So 4 more children chose the zoo than the aquarium. Okay. Number 7. How many children chose a place that was not the zoo? So we're going to count everything but the zoo. The aquarium is 4. And then we go to the beach. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Museum, 11, 12, 13. So 13 children chose all the other places. 13 children. I hear my kitty cat somewhere. There she is. She just walked around me, didn't she? Okay, and down at the bottom, it says, Greg chose a place that has more votes than the aquarium and the museum together. Which place did Greg choose? So let's look. Together tells me I need to add. So Greg chose a place that was more than the votes of the aquarium, which is 4, and the museum together. So we have 4 plus 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So which one has more than 7 children? Well, the beach only has 6, so it has to be the zoo. So Greg must have chose the zoo. So I'm going to put zoo right on there. Right? All right, guys, give me a good high five, because I'm sure you did awesome. Give yourself big old check marks on that, and we will move on to the next page. So, guys, we're going to look at one more bar graph together, and then I'm going to show you a chart that you're going to see when you do your page on your own, okay? So, on page 674, let's look at that graph at the top, okay? And it looks like, remember, we have to look at our title and the side and the bottom of our graph because we always want to get a clear picture of the information. The title, Trees at the Farm. The side looks like the number of trees, and the bottom is the type of tree. So we have oak, looks like we've got 6 oak trees. Peach, we've got 3. Maple, we have 7. And apple, we have 3. So those are the different types of trees, okay? So let's go ahead and answer these questions together before you do the page on your own, okay? Number 9, how many trees are at the farm? So we have to know how many trees in all are at the farm. Every single kind of tree. Okay, so it looks like we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I just counted up the lines. 18 different trees in all. We've got 18 trees, all different types. Then we've got number 10, guys. How many trees are not apple trees? So guys, we're not going to count the apple this time. So let's look. You can do this 2 different ways, kiddos. Number 1 told you how many trees altogether were at the farm. If we're not doing apple, you can subtract the amount of apple trees from 18, or you can go back and count each one except for apple. So let's do it both ways and make sure we get the right answer, okay? The same answer. So it looks like there's 1, 2 apple trees. There was 18 altogether. 18 subtract 2. So 18 minus 2. Does anybody know what 18 minus 2 would be if you counted backwards? Can you hear? 16. So you would have 16. Now let's make sure that the other one gives us the same answer, okay? So let's count all the oak. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9 with the peach, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. So you could have done it both ways. 16 trees were not apple trees, okay? So we've done those 2 together. You can give yourself a big old check mark because we've done those. Now let's look at number 11. Suppose 7 more trees are brought to the farm. How many trees would be at the farm then? Well, we have 18 now, right? If someone gave us 7 more, so let's put 18 in our head and count up 7 more. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So how many trees would we have now? 25 trees. And it says explain. So I'm going to put 25 trees because I added 18 plus 7, which equals 25, right, guys? Because that's what we did, right? When you explain your answer, you tell me what you did. So we got 25 trees because we added 18, which is how many we already have, plus 7 more that someone gave us, okay? So, and we got 25. All right, let's look at the blue part together. Use the data in the bar graph about trees to finish the sentence. There are blank fewer apple trees than oak trees. So we know there are blank fewer. There are fewer. So that tells me, do we need to add or subtract? Subtract. Good job. So let's look at apple trees and oak trees, and we'll subtract to figure out how many fewer we have. Apple, 2. Oak, 6. So we need to do 6 minus 2. Put the little number in your head, count up to the big number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. So there are 4 fewer apple trees than there are of oak trees. Okay? Now, it says to explain. And remember, when you're explaining, you're just telling me what you did to solve that. So, I subtracted 6 minus 2 and got 4. So I told them what I did. So I subtracted 6 minus 2 equals 4. So that would tell me perfectly what you did in order to get your answer. Okay, now guys, we did this one on our own. You're going to do page 675 and the back on your own, but we're going to do part of the back right now, okay? So if you don't mind, you can pause this video and go ahead and do page 675 if you want to. If not, flip it over and let's do one together because this is one we haven't talked about. We talked about picture graphs that used pictures, tally charts that used the tally marks, and we've done bar graphs that had the large bars. Now, on this one, where it says spiral review, it says use the line plot. So this is a line plot. How many twigs are 3 inches long? Now, let's look at our graph that we have here. At the bottom, it says length of twigs in inches. So they put an X over how many of the twigs were that size. So it says use the line plot. How many twigs are 3 inches long? Well, if I go to the 3, because this is the inches, how many twigs were that size? I've got 1, 2, 3 X's, so that tells me that 3 twigs were 3 inches long. So I'm going to put the 3 right there. Okay? Now, the first one is just a review of the bar graph that we've done. Review of centimeters, and then your review of money, 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 money. Okay? So guys, go ahead and do that on your own. You can do 675 and 676, okay? So you can pause this video right now if you'd like to do it right now, or you can just keep going with me, okay? All right, if you are ready and you are going along with me, kiddos, go ahead and grab your dry erase board. Or, wait a minute, I take that back. Grab your flimsy book, because we'll do this first, yeah, before our vocab game. So let's go ahead and do our flimsy book. Grab that flimsy book and open up to page 48. 48, okay? Now, guys, yesterday we learned that our spelling words are those R, pirate R sound. A-R is the pirate sound, R. Okay, so today it looks like on page 48 that we have a word box at the top and we have some sentences that we're going to put those words in. So let's look at those words at the top with this pirate R. Looks like we've got harm, artist, shark, art, part, stars, farm, and park, me mateys. Okay, so we have those pirate R sounds, A-R, and we are going to fill in the blanks. Guys, if you want to do this page on your own, you can. You can go ahead and pause this video right now and fill it in and then check it with me if you want to. Or you can do it right along with me, okay? Whichever one that you choose. Number 1. Every Monday we have blank class. Which one of the words at the box could be a class that you have at school? Harm, artist, shark, art, part, stars, farm, and park. I think art class. So I'm going to circle art because I've used it and put art on the blank. Number 2. This is the blank of the week I like best. Is it harm, artist, shark, part, stars, farm, or park? This is the blank of the week I like best. Well, I'm thinking that it's part. This is the part of the week that I like best. Because I don't think any of the other ones, harm of the week, shark of the week. Okay, so we'll put part, and if it belongs somewhere else, we'll fix it. Okay? Number 3, I feel like a real blank when I draw. When you draw, guys, is there something that you could feel like? Artist. An artist draws. I feel like a real artist. Okay, so I'm going to circle artist because I've used it. Guys, give yourself big old check marks if you got those right. Number 4, I painted a picture of the trees in the blank. So where could trees be? Harm, shark, stars, farm, or park? Well, I think there would be trees probably on a farm and in a park. But I would probably draw them or paint them in a park. What do you think? So we'll put park for that one and make sure that it doesn't belong anywhere else. In the park, because in the farm I don't think would sound quite right. Number 5, Mark painted animals on a, there's the farm, isn't it? Because the animals would probably be on a farm. You might see dogs and stuff in a park, but not very many. Okay, number 6. Darla painted Minnie blank in the night sky. Minnie blank. Do you think that there's sharks in the night sky? Unless it's Sharknado, I don't think so. So I think we're going to go with stars on that one. Stars. Okay? Okay, guys, so there was a couple of ones that we didn't use. Now, down at the bottom, it says write 2 sentences. Use at least 2 words from the box. Now, you don't have to use the ones that we didn't use. You can use any word from the box that you want for number 7 and any word that you want from the box for number 8. And you guys turn it in to me and I will check your sentences. Now, remember, you always start a sentence with a capital letter and end with punctuation, a period, exclamation point, or a question mark, right? Okay, so do that for number 7 and number 8. Try and challenge yourself for those 7-up sentences, okay? All right, kiddos, you guys can pause this video and do that, or come back and do that if you're going along with me. Let's turn. My pages are sticking together. Let's turn to page 50. Page 50. Guys, we've been talking about those commas. Now, yesterday we did commas in dates because we would have huge numbers on the end, right? If we don't separate the date from the year. Today, we are going to have commas that are separating places. And I wrote it two different ways, guys, because you can have the state written out or you can have it abbreviated. So guys, most of you kiddos live in Bluefield, West Virginia. So Bluefield is the city or the town that you live in, okay? And then you have West Virginia, which is the state that we live in. So we need a comma to separate the two because one is a city and one is a state. I've never heard of the state Bluefield, West Virginia. West Virginia is the state. So we need to make sure that we separate it with a comma. Now, I live in Princeton, West Virginia, not too far from you kiddos. So I wrote out Princeton and I actually wrote out West Virginia. So no one gets confused. We need to add our comma in there so we separate the city from the state, okay? So guys, today in your flimsy book, you're going to be seeing other cities and states, and we are going to read them together because some of them may have been states or cities that you have not heard of before. So we'll do this together, okay? If you want to pause it and do on your own, you can. But if not, you can just read right along with me, okay? Number 1, it says, the car breaks down after we leave Austin, Texas. Do you guys see a city and a state? I sure do. Austin, Texas. So we need to separate Austin from the state, Texas. Do you see how I did that? Put your little comma in there. And you do not have to rewrite. So let's do number 2. A truck tows the car to San Antonio, Texas. Now this one's unique because San Antonio is actually together and Texas is the state. So we're going to put the comma after Antonio because San Antonio goes together. Number 3. A repairman calls a shop in Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida. Miami needs to be separate from the state, Florida, because that's the city. Okay, number 4. The shop sends car parts from Atlanta, Georgia. Do you see the city and state? Yep, Atlanta, Georgia. So we need to put a comma separating those two places, don't we? Okay. Then we drive to Oakland, California. Do you hear the place in that one? Oakland, California. So I'm going to put a comma in between the city and the state, just like so. Not too hard, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so guys, we are finished with our flimsy book. Now you can get out your dry erase board or you can get out your paper and pencil. So I'm gonna put this to the side. And we're gonna play our vocab game. Okay? Get my marker and everything back out. We have our vocabulary words. Assistant. Now, you say these after me. So when I point at you, you say the word. Assistant. Agreed. Polite. Failed. Tearing. Wisdom. Cleared. Trouble. Good job, guys. Now, I am going to describe a few of these words, and I want you to write down which word I'm describing. And when I say 1, 2, 3, show me, you show me, okay? All right. Now, this word means that you have like a helper. We had a helper in art class, and the sign maker had one of these. Okay, so which one's it going to be? Assistant, agreed, polite, failed, tearing, wisdom, cleared, or trouble. Write it down on your board or your piece of paper. And I'm going to write down my answer. Ready? 1, 2, 3, show me. Assistant! Yes, good job, guys. Give me a fist bump if you got that. All right, I'm going to erase my answer. Okay. This one means that you're being kind and using your manners, okay? Like please and thank you, or if you follow the signs and things like that, and you do what you're supposed to, you're doing this. You are being blank. Assistant, agreed, polite, failed, tearing, wisdom, cleared, trouble. What does it mean to be kind and use your manners? Ready? 1, 2, 3, show me. Polite. When you're kind and use your manners and do what you're supposed to, you are being polite. Okay, last one, kiddos. Here we go. Which word means it's what you know? It's the knowledge that you get over time. Okay, is it assistant, agreed, polite, failed, tearing, wisdom, cleared, trouble? Which one means the knowledge that you have, that you know a lot? And usually you get this over time when you learn stuff and you have life experiences. Which one is it? Okay, I'm going to write my answer down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, show me. Wisdom. Wisdom means the knowledge that you have. Good job, guys. Okay, that's all that we're going to do for today. And we're going to go straight to your story. Okay, let me get Kai's hardback reader out here. I just knocked over my sunscreen for my tourist day. It'll be okay. Ain't that right, Luna? I took her spot. So she had to have a new spot today because she usually lays right there, but now she's back there, isn't she? There's Wes's golf clubs practicing in the backyard. Hi, Luna. Luna. She's like, what? What's going on? Oh, baby, I took your spot, didn't I? Yep, sure did. Okay. So, guys, let me put you back there. We are going to be on our new story, Sign Maker's Assistant. And that starts us off on page 126 and 127. Okay, now guys, yesterday we didn't talk about this, but we're going to be talking about it today. When I say genre, you say type. When I say genre, you say type. Genre. Genre. When I say type, you say genre. Type. Type. Good job, guys. The genre or the type of story that this is humorous fiction. And when something's humorous, guys, it's funny. Now, fiction means fake. So it's funny and fake. So we're kind of made us giggle some of the signs that we had. And speaking of signs, your assignment today, guys, after you read in all of your touristy things, I want you to think of a picture. And you can write it down on your piece of paper, or you can write it down on your dry erase board. I want you to find a picture in here that you thought was humorous or funny, but the text didn't tell us anything about it. We just kind of had to look at the illustration to tell what the sign was all about. Okay, so you find a picture that you thought was funny that the text didn't tell us about. Now, one of the things, like I can't find on page 132, the no school today sign. Well, the text told us that the sign said no school today, right? Because it said no school, muttered the principal. How could I forget such a thing? So we can't pick that sign because the text or the story told us what that sign was. You've got to find a sign that the story didn't talk about, that we actually had to look at the picture to tell what was going on. Okay, guys, I cannot wait to see your pictures of you in your touristy outfit and reading. Guys, you can read with somebody at your home. You can read to a stuffed animal, whatever you want to do. But if you could, snap a little picture that you read your story, okay? So that's your assignment for today. Thank you so much for watching and doing your work with me. You guys have been amazing. As always, guys, I love and I miss you bunches. Have a great rest of your day, all right? Mwah.